4 years, Doctor Who has been the staple of the sci-fi community, encouraging us to explore time and space with every iteration of the Doctor. And now, with the dawn of the 13th Doctor's first season, the P3 Network is proud to present the Doctor Who Review. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bobo, and you just heard my phone go off for absolutely no reason. So this is the Doctor Who Review. We are live on Spreaker.com. We are also live on YouTube. And we will be back on Spotify later on today, and I believe iHeartRadio sometime next week, as I do not have enough to actually apply us for iHeartRadio. As I said, I am Bobo, and I am joined by the one and only M.
This is the mysterious madman of Mysterious Madness, M.
M, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing very well.
Well, good to hear it. So we are going to talk about the not newest episode. It's actually the 7th episode of the season of the 13th Doctor's first season. And it is called Kerblam. But first, Em, you said that you had a, I guess, theory or there's something to that effect that you wanted to go over with us first.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a theory. It's just I watch a lot of reaction videos, Blind Wave, Torchwood Boy, Late to the Party, all of those people, of course, not sponsored, obviously. Right. But the thing is that so far, when we were getting ready to start watching Series 7 of Doctor Who, a lot of people were saying, oh yeah, Jodie's going to be a bad doctor, it's all female and stuff like that. We personally weren't worried about that, but the biggest complaint I've been hearing about the new series is that it doesn't feel like Doctor Who. People aren't having an issue with the episodes. The writing's good, everything's wonderful, it's very sci-fi, very beautiful, the sets, everything like that. There's just some people don't feel that it has this Doctor Who feeling, and I think I can kind of pinpoint why that is that in classic Doctor Who, which I feel like Jodie is kind of more emulating, especially with Chris Chibnall's writing.
Okay.
It's that when Doctor Who got renewed back in 2005, it wasn't just Doctor Who travel around with all these aliens and see these new worlds. There was a weight to it. And, okay, I'm not attacking the 50th anniversary special because I absolutely love it. I love the ending. I love the hope it gave. However, I think the biggest thing is that Jodie doesn't have the weight anymore that Matt Smith, David Tennant, Eccleston, and even Peter Capaldi had. And that's not her fault. That's not even Chris Chibnall's fault. It's the fact that after the 50th anniversary, you had like the little glimpse of, oh, hey, the Time Lords could not or could have been saved. It's a coin flip, and for a while, it's like, oh, we're leaving that up to the audience. And then you had Series 8 with Missy, and she lied to the Doctor saying, oh, yeah, it's back. And when it ended, you saw his fury just at the fact that she lied and, Gallifrey wasn't where it was. And then Series 9, where just the Time Lords were back, and it was honestly, as much as I love Stephen Moffat, Peter Capaldi, Matt Smith, all that era, I think that was probably the biggest mistake, because now Jodie can't have that weight. And Chris Chibnall really can't write around that without seeming, well, quite frankly, like a hack. Because how do you undo that? I mean, the worst part is that there was no payoff, because you had the 50th anniversary special and 7 seasons of this tortured man having to explain that he is the last of his kind. And then just 2 seasons later, they're there, and now they're the bad guys just because.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that always confused. Well, it always confused me. Why are the Time Lords the bad guys? Why I never really understood that. And I had someone explain it to me, and I kind of get it now, but it's like, I don't know. It's still one of those things where it seemed a little convenient.
Yeah, and that's the problem that I can kind of pick up, is because this very much does feel like classic Who, and it's just like a great adventure that, the companions and the doctors are going on. But it doesn't feel like the new Who, because there isn't weight behind it. It still feels like Doctor Who. It's just not for the audience that it has been for the past, 10, 12 years.
Yeah. And I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from that. And I'm not really sure. I mean, I know we do definitely have one listener who will probably give their insight when they do listen to this episode, and I look forward to their insight. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm with you on that. I think it does feel. I mean, the very few classic Who episodes that I've watched, I actually have to agree with you. It feels a lot more like classic Who than it does new Who.
Yeah, and it works. It definitely does work, but it's just jarring because you got used to the whole backstory. You got used to, I think it was, probably the second episode of every new companion or every new doctor, where there's just this emotional scene where the doctor just has to explain how everything is gone. You had, what was it? With Christopher Eccleston, you had the 5 billion years in the future, where Rose just kind of picks apart how the doctor's not okay, how he's just so apathetic to her planet being destroyed. And it really shows at the end of the episode where he takes her back to Earth and gets her fries and is like, yeah, I kind of had to do that to my people. So
yeah,
not that I'm not apathetic, it's just that I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
And you had that continuation with Matt Smith and The Beast Below, which is one of my favorite episodes, because just the way how Amy has to be the one to save the day, because the doctor, and I love Matt Smith because you can see the PTSD on him. He just sees this tortured creature, and it's Amy's innocence that has to save the day. Because you can see that the doctor is sullied. His soul is not pure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, that was in my opinion, that was one of Matt Smith's better episodes.
And that's kind of what I'm leaning into with Kerblam, is those episodes, because Kerblam is definitely one of those episodes where it's like really fun, but I think this is the very first episode where I just see Jodie switch, where she takes that little switch from like, haha, everything's happy, oh no, there's a little thing, and then it's just like, I will kill you if you do not stop this, and I am 100% not afraid to do it.
And I mean, it's not even so much. It's not even so much that she threatened to kill them. She just threatened to, hey, you're not gonna be your own policing force anymore when I get done with you. because the Doctor has always, of course, been against killing. So I mean that in itself would make it, that's what I got from it personally.
Oh yeah, same here. I just absolutely loved everything about this episode. Just this is probably a good point to put in that there will be spoilers to this as always.
Oh yeah, we aren't gonna do no spoilers. The last time I did a no spoilers review, it kind of didn't go very long. So there's definitely gonna be spoilers.
It backfires.
Well, and it's not so much that it backfires. It's just that when I did the no spoilers review of Fantastic Beasts, there's so much that I couldn't touch. It just kind of made me like kind of sad about it, and but I had to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do a no spoilers review without if I had waited any longer, basically.
Yeah, you watch something, and especially when you get passionate about it, whether it's passionately good or passionately bad, and you just need to talk about it.
Exactly, and that's why I literally just watched this episode right before we got on here, and now we're actually gonna get right into the episode. So the very first thing that I want to talk about with this episode, just the very first thing, they're on the TARDIS. The Doctor is trying to avoid something, and then she, of course, can't avoid it, and we get the Kerblam man, and she gets all excited.
This was awesome to me. Now, there are so many people, and I don't want to say it's a cliche because everybody has their favorite Doctor and everybody has their reasons why, and I don't want to alienate somebody, but so many people's favorite Doctor was David Tennant. Mm-hmm. And I can see why. The guy was basically slightly goofy James Bond of a Doctor. When he walked into a room, just like women and men were just like, oh, wow, that's neat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my favorite Doctor was always Matt Smith. So when Jodie just started freaking out about the plastic terror man, it was just wonderful. I got into it just like, oh, it's the Kerblam man. I wonder who this guy is. And it was just like, oh, sweet child. Just, yeah.
Oh, man. And what I liked about it was what she got. Because she opens it up, and it is a fez.
Yep.
And I smiled because I had a fez, and I had that fez.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I owned a fez too. In fact, one of my close college friendships bonded us because it was Halloween and I was walking around dressed as Matt Smith's Doctor, fez, mop, and all.
Oh man, that was so wonderful. Like I love the fez. Every time I get every time it comes on, my memories or my whatever, my memories on Facebook, there's a post that says, one day I'll be able to scroll past a fez, but today is not that day. I share it every single time.
Oh, yes.
Every single time.
It was wonderful.
Yeah. And, yeah, I mean, it made me so happy, and I just smiled, and because it brought back the memories of, my first Doctor that wasn't David Tennant, and that was one of my favorite lines of his, other than finally a lie too big.
Oh goodness, yes. And I think one of my favorite things too is just that, oh yeah, hey, Amazon-like company. Yeah, it took forever for me to get this, literally 2 regenerations later.
Yes. Yes. And I just, oh man. Oh, that was just fun and it made me smile. But yeah, I mean, now, so, I mean, the doctor turns over the card, and on the back of this card, this order card, are the words, "Help me." So, of course, the doctor does what the doctor does. And she says, "Okay, Kerblam, here we come." And all of a sudden, they're at a warehouse, and the first thing out of not Graham, I can't think of his name.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan. First thing out of Ryan's mouth is, "Oh, wow, I feel like I'm at work."
Oh gosh, yeah. And speaking about this warehouse, I don't know. I have a feeling that this is going to be part of this series finale. I messaged you on this, and when they get there, it's just literally 90% robots.
Yes.
And for past Doctor Who series or seasons, whatever you want to call it, the future wasn't always great. Like, there was something wrong with the library, or the one episode where Amy waits and they're on this futuristic alien world with a disease. But the one thing that I've been piecing together from all the times Jodie's been in the future is wherever the fudge she is landing, this future sucks. Like, everyone's talking about how bad it is. There isn't a single person that's like, hey, the future is great. And so I kind of am liking this because I feel like it's leading towards something. I don't know what, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I feel like it's leading towards something too. And, you know, and one thing I've noticed from past Doctor Who episodes is it's never good when the future involves robots.
And this is the part where we might start getting into spoilers.
Yeah,
They use that. They use that so well in this episode.
Yes.
Because just the robots are... Okay, me personally, I like them. I like them. But then again, I'm one of those few people that is absolutely not affected by the uncanny valley, except for porcelain dolls. Those things scare the shit out of me.
Yeah. Don't really like porcelain dolls myself. I had this creepy clown when I was younger.
Yeah, but as far as like the Rogue One Tarkin CGI, that never bothered me. But it's just like seeing these robots, to me, it's just like, oh, hey, cool, fun robot Amazon man.
Yes. And that did make me, you know, that. But, you know, like, I've noticed, like I said, all the Doctor Who episodes, like the one with Clara and Capaldi. When they go into the future and these robots, they had emoji faces, and all of a sudden the emoji faces get mean, and oh boy,
gosh, yeah,
oh boy, that was. And I'm going to
correct you just for like the two people listening that'll throw a shit fit. It was Bill and Capaldi.
Oh, it was Bill. That's right. Okay, for some reason I thought it was Clara, but no, yeah, you're right. That was Bill. I don't know. I sometimes I mix that stuff up, but you know.
No, it's fine.
It was 2 years ago, so or a year and a half ago, whatever.
Gosh, yeah, it was too long ago.
I think I watched it last year, and because I put off watching Capaldi's last season as long as I could. I did. I put it off because I had grown to really like Capaldi. Like, he's not my favorite Doctor, but he is up there. He's probably third right now, second or third.
Oh gosh,
yeah. He switches. Him and Matt Smith switch a lot. Like, I'll have episodes where I'm like, "Oh, Matt Smith, yay!" and then I'll have episodes like, "Oh, Matt Smith." But he's usually between two. He's either number 2 or number 3, and oh man, Jodie's becoming very quickly, number two.
Yeah, one thing I have to say is my Facebook is entirely just dogs, jokes, but mainly it is nerd newsfeed. And I have to really be careful because some of the sites are credible and some of the stuff I just have rumor pages to be like, oh, hey, can't wait to see if that's confirmed or denied. And
Yeah.
one of the rumors was that Chibnall and Jody are leaving after the season. I'm like, I really hope not because
I've
Jody
heard that
can
is
do so
completely
much.
false.
Good.
I have heard that is completely false. Now, keep in mind, I
Yeah.
don't know, but I've heard it's completely false, and I've heard it's just a vicious. People are hoping that she'll leave because in every interview she says she loves being the doctor. Every interview says she's getting all this support. So why would she want to leave if she's getting the support that she's saying she's getting?
Oh, yeah. But anyway, back to the episode.
Oh yeah, back to the episode. So the doctor, being the doctor, says that hey, everybody has a job now, and they all go to work at Kerblam. And this to me is so funny because they all get scanned and they're learning a little bit about Kerblam, and they all get their tags that are put around their ankles so they know how well they're working or whatever.
Yeah, and it assigns specific jobs to specific people based on their personality, their brain scan, their biological info, everything like that.
And so Ryan and Yaz get put in basically the packaging area where they put everything in. Or no, Yaz gets put in picking.
Yes.
Yaz gets put in picking, so Yaz is out getting this stuff. Ryan and Graham initially get put in the packing. That's what it was. And then the doctor is like, hey Graham, we need to switch because I need to be in the packing area because that's where this thing would have been printed.
The thing that gets me the most is that when they switch, they don't initially tell you where they're put. It takes like a second to figure out.
Yep.
But Graham, once they do switch, him and the doctor, he's like, okay, where am I going? The person in charge scans the thing, is like, oh, you're janitorial. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Why is Jody... why is the doctor janitorial? Like, that is the most weird sorting hat bullshit ever.
Well, maybe because she can fix literally anything. I mean, it was maintenance, not janitorial. It was maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
So she can fix, like, anything. So maybe that's why? I don't know. But...
Oh, goodness.
That was good, though. Like, I laughed. I'm like, oh, yep. I could see it.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, we have to continue.
Yep. So then... I had to take a drink. So then Jody and Ryan go into the packing area, and Ryan does really good. Like, he starts out because it's what he used to do. And, of course, the doctor is the doctor, so of course she's doing amazing. And you get to meet this girl, who is the... You know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. She's the throwaway character of the episode.
Yeah, but she's such a sweet person. And
I know.
The entire time you're hearing about her talk, like, oh, yeah, everything's great about this place, but you know something's off. Like, they're in a shit future, and she is just liking it because it's the best of what she can get.
Exactly. And I mean, and she is a sweet character, and her and Ryan hit it off, not in any major way or anything, but her and Ryan hit it off, and there, and her and the doctor hit it off, but the doctor is, friendly with everybody, so. But anyway, so then you go and you find Graham, who's working with or no, sorry. Then you go to Yaz, and Yaz is working with this gentleman who's helping her learn the picking area, and Yaz gets a really like sketchy. We'll just go right out and say it's sketchy area to go pick a package from. And this guy's like, no, you're not going down there on your first day. No. And you're like, oh, man, they're going to kill this guy, too.
And, yeah, because they, like, set it up just like he's wearing a necklace. Like, oh, this necklace is from my daughter. And the entire time you're thinking, like, oh, motherfucker, you just wore your own death tag.
Yup. And so, anyway, then they jump to Graham. Then they jump to Graham. And the bots are just finishing with the final of 200 and some safety rules or something like that.
Yeah, and that part's not exaggerated. I mean, wherever you work, like, the first week is that. And since it's the future, obviously, it's the first day.
Yeah. But it's funny because, he's like, well, that took half my life, and I'm 300 years old.
Yeah.
Oh man! And you meet the other character. I think his name was like Benny or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And
Benny is just this awkward weirdo, and he's. I hate saying it this way, but since I'm on the spectrum, I'm not going to speak for everyone who is. I definitely think he would be, but
probably.
But yeah, you're following him around, and he's just this lovable, likable character, and and just like the entire time, Graham is asking about the robots, like, hey, what's wrong with these things? Have you seen anything suspicious? And he's like, well, I don't know. This place is just weird. I've been here a while, and it's just goofy, little bit of fun while shit kind of goes down in the background.
Yeah, and then Jody. So then you flash back to Yaz, and Yaz finds, Dan dead.
Yeah, well, she finds the death goop.
Yep, the necklace. She finds the necklace and the broken scanner first. The death goop is later.
Yes.
The scanner and the broken necklace, and then all of a sudden you're back in this like yard type thing, and all the employees are there, and it's like the most beautiful break room ever. And when you see this, suddenly, the throwaway character, and one thing we forgot to mention is when she was talking with the doctor and Ryan, just to really push the shitty future, she says, oh, hey, this one time I got a gift. It was the best birthday ever. And of course, the Dr. Ryan, wait, you only got a single gift? And she's like, yeah, it was the greatest thing ever. And they're on their little lunch break or whatever, and you see this awkward motherfucker walk up to her, and they're both into each other. It's wonderful. It's cute. It makes people sick. It's just one of those things where, like, you see... It's just adorable. It's one of those things where you see it in a TV show and I wonder which one's going to die.
Yeah, just like, it's like if anybody saw me and my wife like that, they'd probably punch me. But of course, with the whole movie trope and everything and TV trope, like, oh, they're so awkward, they love each other, but they can't say it. Oh no.
Yep. And then you feel more oh no when you realize one of them's probably going to be dead at the end of the episode.
Yeah, but this is you really do want to ship them. It's really something where it's just like you're liking this. You like their characters. This is the part where the episode kind of switches off. And yeah, you realize it's a Doctor Who episode. They weren't in past episodes, and they're really setting them up to die. But it takes a twist.
Yup. and
like,
it's a hard twist.
Yep. And what we were talking about before, they really know that most people are going to see these robots and be like, those things are creepy as shit, and we don't want to be around them.
Yep.
And they use that so well.
They do. And then, we'll get to the end of the episode here, but we're going to take a quick break here, about a 1.5-minute break, to get my sponsor out there, and of course to get the lineup for the rest of the month for you guys. So we're just going to take a quick 1.5-minute break, and we'll come back with the rest of the episode. Hey, Wisconsin listeners, this is Bobo. The games and movies we talk about on the P3 network could be yours. How? Check out Mojo's Electronics in Antigo, Shawano, and Oshkosh, Wisconsin. That's Mojo's Electronics, exclusive friends of the P3 Podcast Network.
Bob, can I come out of the basement yet?
Hey guys, this is Bobo from the P3 Podcast Network with your December lineup. The first week and every week of December, and I will be bringing you the Friday Night Party Redux Edition every single Friday. Also in the first week of December, look for the second episode of our Doctor Who review. The second week of December, look for episode 2 of the Wisconsin Sports Show with the Boss and I. Week 3, we're going to be bringing back vintage reviews with a bang. The P3 Network's Pokemon Champions, as well as will be reviewing Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby. During the last week of December, you can look for the third episode of Doctor Who Reviews as we gear up for this year's New Year's episode by talking about our favorite Christmas episodes. So that's what's coming for December 2018 on the P3 Podcast Network. And now, back to the show. And we're back live on Spreaker.com and YouTube, and we'll be up on Spotify later on today, if not tomorrow sometime. And of course, you can check out all of our great programming on iHeartRadio. This is Bob O. I'm back here with M, and we're gonna finish out. We're gonna finish out the rest of this episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Before we went to the little break, we were talking about how these two adorable little twerps who are just being observed by the Grim Reaper.
Yep.
Were just being absolutely adorable. But as always with Doctor Who, there is a twist, and I have to say this is definitely one of the more clever ones.
Oh, yeah.
But before we get to that, what's going on is things get a little bit more complicated. The Doctor does some espionage, and they basically go up to the human CEO of the company and say to him, listen, people are dying. We're not taking this. Do something about it. And of course, him being the CEO, and it's Doctor Who just like, oh, well, yes, of course, I'll do something, but later. This isn't important now.
Yep, and the human resources lady is like, oh, well, I'll help you, yada, yada, yada. And when they... the Doctor, of course, sneaks back into the office. The human resource lady catches them sneaking back into the office, shows evidence of this CEO guy supposedly being, creepy and
shady.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, we'll figure this out. And in come Graham, and we're just going to call him Benny because I don't think that's right, but
I don't think it's right either, but it's not going to matter.
Benny and Graham come in with the blueprints to everything, and Benny and Graham are like, hey, we got these. You should use these. And then they go and get the original Kerblam bot. And I mean,
And this thing is legit cute. Like, even if
It
you
is.
thought the giant robots were, sorry, terrifying,
yes.
this thing is legit adorable.
Oh, it is. It is. It's very cute. It's very like small, and it tries to upsell the doctor repeatedly.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Oh, it is. It is. It reminds me of my good old days when I worked at McDonald's and had to upsell everything. But anyway, she reprograms it to find the base code, and you find out it's the system begging for help.
Yep. And it's the system begging for help, but at the same time they find this out, the cute girl, whatever her name was,
Yeah.
the robots
Disposable Girl A. The robots take her.
yeah. And it's building up this tension because Ryan and Yaz take Goofy Betty. They go down the little fun Amazon package thing, which I'm just going to call the Toy Story 2 slide.
Yes.
Because that's what it instantly reminded me of. And I absolutely love it because Ryan has that disorder where he can't really coordinate well, so it's always with him terrified, but he's so happy. They get on like the little conveyor belt, and the Betty is just so happy. They high five,
and Betty
and he high fives him off the conveyor belt. It's one of the best scenes of the episode, and it's so bullshit and funny.
And he lands on another conveyor belt fine. Because
of course, he lands on another conveyor belt. But anyway, they get to the little room where the robots have taken Disposable Girl. And what happens is they give her a present. And obviously, because, this one present I had in my whole life was the best thing ever, she opens it. And it's bubble wrap. Now, the one thing I know, it's like the future and everything, but she deals with that shit on a daily basis. So if I opened it up, like, she's sitting there, she knows she can't get out, so she starts playing with the bubble wrap. That would not be me. If I have a present in front of me and it's just bubble wrap, I would be pissed to no end.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'd be like, what the heck? I thought I was getting a gift. But no, she pops the bubble wrap, and outside of the room, Disposable Dude, Yaz, and Ryan are like, hey, can you hear us? And all of a sudden you hear
Don't do it. Don't pop it. It's very suspicious. But Disposable Dude Betty is just like, he knows too much. Yeah.
He's screaming and banging on the window. Don't do it! And she does it, and then she explodes.
Yeah, just like green mist.
Yeah.
And tops to Chris Chibnall or whoever wrote this episode for making bubble wrap terrifying, because that's what I needed.
I'm going to walk up to you at work with bubble wrap now.
Gosh.
It would have been the gas mask, but,
Yeah. But anyway, what ends up happening is the doctor finds out that the CEO is actually a good guy. The reason why he was acting like an asshole is because he's trying to investigate, because as we thought in the beginning of the episode, we didn't know that it was the robots who were the people that needed help. We just assumed because, hey, humans, that it was, I don't know, some just malfunction with the computer. Yeah. But they go down and they see the green mist that was Disposable Girl.
Yep.
And Ryan immediately calls out Betty's bullshit. It's like, Doctor, hi. Hey, he knew too much.
Yeah,
just like, there's something wrong with that motherfucker.
Yup. And of course they try and take him into custody. He's like, no, and he's holding this button.
And as he runs, he gets to the warehouse, like the very bottom of it,
Yep.
And there is the army of the Kerblam man.
Yep, the delivery boys, and they all have a package, and
Yep.
every package has one thing in common. Bubble wrap.
Yeah, bubble wrap. And before we get to the big reveal, which everybody already knows, is that my favorite thing of how the Doctor stops these things is just her delivery. And she's telling the machines what to do because she used the cute little machine that's trying to sell her everything. And she basically reprograms it and uses Amazon talk to get it to control the other ones.
Yes.
And then she says the perfect line, I want you to open your box and do what everybody does with
bubble wrap. And they all open the box and pop the bubble wrap. And the Doctor
and of course
activates a teleport to take them all to safety.
And of course, the guy, like, they're really building up this shitty future because the guy said, when we were talking earlier, saying 90% of the people there are robots, we literally meant 90% because there's some law for their planet stating that 10% of the workers have to be human
people.
Due to, like, unemployment rates and stuff like that.
Yep.
And so he starts, the goofy guy, Betty, disposable boy, started flipping his shit and was like, hey, this isn't right. I came here on a mission because...
I'm going to let you keep this going for just a second. I'm going to be right back.
Because everything with this future is so shitty. We let robots take over everything, and now half of all people are just unemployed, and that's if you're lucky.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had a phone call that I thought I was going to be able to take, and then it didn't do it. So anyway, I mean, it turned out to be a really good episode. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the closing of it, but unfortunately, we are down to like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So it was another great speech by the Doctor. And oh man, Jodie Whittaker is just doing so good, and I enjoy her so much, and I really just can't wait to see more of her. I'm personally 2 more episodes behind yet, which I have. I will be watching them this week, and
oh yeah.
Now, not next week, but the week after, we are going to be doing the Christmas episode and talking about all of the wonderful things that the Doctor Who Christmas special has done as we gear up for the New Year's episode.
Oh yes.
So. That was a little disappointing finding out that they're going to do New Year's instead of Christmas, but that's all right. But Em, thank you so much for joining me today. To do this.
As always, it's a pleasure.
And I look forward to possibly having you for Friday at hopefully, maybe, but we'll see how that goes on Friday. No matter what, hopefully. Now I'm knocking on wood here. You might be able to hear it, you might not. But with any luck, we're actually going to have Frost back hopefully this week for the Friday night party. But we will find that out more as I get in touch with for that one. But as always, thank you everybody for listening. Em, thank you for joining me. And we will see you guys for the next Doctor Who review in 2 weeks. Unless something goes extremely right, and we can do that next week. But until then, guys, thank you so much for joining us, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.